Hi everyone. We'll be looking at foundations of research in human nutrition, a subtopic under research methods in nutrition. My name is Dr. Jumoke Jajinailo. I made this video for you in order to prepare you for our next physical class. The outline. We'll be looking at the meaning and purpose of research, the types of research in nutrition, ethical consideration in human nutrition research, and lastly, the role of theory in guiding research. Meaning and purpose of research. What is research? Research involves the collection of information, analyzing it, and drawing conclusion from this information. It follows a planned steps, and research do not rely on this work. Purpose of research in human nutrition. Why do we carry out research? We want to identify nutrition problems. You want to be able to identify if there is malnutrition, if there is poor diet quality. We want to know if there is a low dietary diversity among a population or a subset of a population. So we want to understand how diet affects health and disease. We want to be able to provide evidence for nutrition guidelines and for policymakers. We want to be able to improve community nutrition programs and lastly to help individuals and health workers make better dietary decisions. There are different or various types of research in nutrition. We have the basic research. Basic research focuses on understanding how nutrients work in the body. Example, you want to study how vitamin C supports immunity, or you want to look at how iron supplement is able to increase serum ferritin in the body. Another type of research is the applied research, and here you are able to solve practical nutrition problems in the real world setting. An example is you evaluating school feeding program in your state or in your country. We have the experimental research where researcher changes something to see its effect. You are giving a group of population or people more fiber to see if it's able to lower their cholesterol. Or you are able to feed a group of school-age children millet biscuits to see if it's able to improve their hemoglobin status. We have the observational research where researchers only observe and record what people do naturally. Here you are studying the eating habits of adolescents without you changing their diet at all. Let's look at the ethical consideration in human nutrition research. For ethics, you are able to, it helps you to ensure that research involving people is safe, is fair, and is respectful. Before you can carry out a research, you have to ensure that the subject or participants involved are safe. You must ensure that the study is actually fair to these people and that their human rights is respected. There are key ethical requirements. We have the informed consent. Here, participants ensures that they understand the research, they know what they are going into, and they agree freely. We have the confidentiality, where personal information must be kept private. In a situation whereby their direct personal information are being taken, you must ensure that they are kept private. Um, we have the protection from harm. It is very important that there is no physical harm, emotional harm, or psychological harm to your participants. Participants must have the right to leave the study at any time, either at the beginning of the study, at the middle, or at the end line of the study. They have the right to say they want to withdraw and to withdraw without any issue. Special protection for vulnerable groups is also important when looking at ethical consideration, and this group includes the children, the pregnant women, and the elderly. Ethical consideration in human nutrition ensures that there is honest reporting. Your finding must be true and it must not be manipulated. Ethics build trust and ensures that nutrition research benefits the entire society. Let's look at the role of theory in guiding research. A theory is said to be a set of ideas that explains how and why some things happen. You know, in nutrition research, theory helps us to understand why people eat certain foods, why they avoid some foods, why some behavior changes and why others don't. It also helps us to know how diet can affect our health. We can look at theory as a map that guides the researcher throughout the period of the study. Why theory is important in nutrition research? You know, Theory help researcher to decide what to study. You want to know what to study, why you are studying, a particular research. A theory shows which factors influence what problem. An example is the Earth belief model that shows that passive risk affects behavior. A study may look at how risk perception influences iron supplement use because some individuals may decide to use iron supplement not because they have the prescription from dietitian or the doctor, but because they just have that risk perception that if they don't take it, they might be anemic. Another point is to develop research questions and hypotheses. Theory helps researchers to develop your research questions. You know, it explains the relationship and it makes it easier for you to frame your questions. For example, looking at the theory that says that nutrition knowledge affects diet quality. A research question can come like, does nutrition knowledge affect dietary diversity? And even for your hypothesis, you can look at iron knowledge increases dietary diversity. So you can see that for for theory can help researcher in nutrition to develop their research questions and hypotheses. Theory can help you to select the right variables to measure. Theory identify what is important. You In some research, people might be confused on what variables to measure to achieve a research question. The theory identify what is important. For example, you want to study sugar sweetened beverage intake among adolescents or among school age children or preschooler. You know, Variables such as their attitude towards this sugar sweetened beverage, the social norms, and passive control can guide you in selecting the right variable to measure and to achieve your research questions or your research objectives. Theory can also help you to plan a research logically. You know, you don't want to, as a researcher, you don't want to guesswork. You want to have a study that has a structure. You know, Theory would help you to achieve this. For example, you are looking at a study on exclusive breastfeeding. Social cognitive theory will help you to stay on a structure logically, looking at the confidence, the environment, and the personal factor. The confidence is telling you the self-efficacy. Is the mother having confidence in exclusively breastfeeding a baby for a period of 6 months? Environment. Are people, husband, in-laws, neighbors supportive of this woman to exclusively breastfeed her baby? Or will they interfere by introducing herbs, water, and forcing her to give the baby other food? Then the personal factor. Is the mother having knowledge? What is her belief or her attitude towards exclusively breastfeeding a baby? You know, the theory plans the research, helps you to plan the research logically, and it ensures that the study covers all important elements to achieve the research objective. Lastly, The theory helps you to interpret results better. Theory can help you explain why a result occurred. For instance, you are into a nutrition program and it fails. The stage of change theory may show participants were not ready to change a behavior. We have come to the end of this class. Um, Next video, I will be talking about research planning and designing human nutrition. See you.